Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. General Hospital has Ava Jerome found not guilty, and that could clear the way for Ric Lansing and his client to have a hot romance. So, Ric worried the jury would punish her because of his behavior in the courtroom. Yet another verdict I'm seeing is about Ric and Ava. GH fans on soap social media really want this romance to happen. And I agree. Ric Lansing, Rick Hurst, has amazing chemistry with Ava Jerome, Maura West, on General Hospital. We know Ava's got a crush on Ric. And even though Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, warned Ava that Ric's selfish and only loves himself, that didn't diminish her crush on General Hospital. Ric's exactly the sort of bad boy that Ava's always attracted to. She's dated serial killers, and Ava made a baby with a mob boss. And that's after sleeping with his son. Her love life on General Hospital indicates a romance with Ric Lansing is right in Ava Jerome's sweet spot. Dive into this update from Belinda at Soap Dirt. She talks about what's next for Ric and Ava. So, are we getting a red-hot romance between the two most hated people in Port Charles right now? Check it out below. In the world of General Hospital, few storylines have captured the attention of viewers quite like the tumultuous relationship between Ric Lansing and Ava Jerome. From their initial interaction to the heated moments that followed, their journey has been anything but predictable. Their connection has been fraught with passion, manipulation, betrayal, and even murder, all of which have culminated in a fiery romance that fans are still talking about. With the recent not guilty verdict in Ric's trial for his involvement in the deadly events surrounding Ava's family, it seems the stage has been set for the rekindling of their red-hot romance. Ric Lansing, a talented but morally ambiguous attorney, has long been a character caught between loyalty and ambition. Initially introduced as the estranged brother of Alexis Davis, Ric's dark side came to light when his manipulation and cunning were exposed. However, it was his complicated relationship with Ava Jerome that brought out both the best and worst in him. Ava Jerome, the fierce, unapologetic mob princess with a knack for stirring up drama, has never been one to shy away from getting her hands dirty. She has always been a woman who knows how to survive in the cutthroat world of Port Charles, and she's done so by using her beauty, intelligence, and cunning to manipulate others. However, despite her tough exterior, she has always been shown to have a vulnerable side, which Ric Lansing was able to tap into. Their initial attraction was born out of a combination of shared history and raw, undeniable chemistry. But while Ric seemed to genuinely care for Ava, his connection to her quickly became entangled in a web of lies, deceit, and broken trust. The tension between them escalated as Ric became deeply involved in some of the most traumatic and deadly moments in Ava's life. For the longest time, Ric's future in Port Charles was uncertain, as he faced serious charges for his involvement in a series of high-profile crimes. His trial was one of the most anticipated events in the soap opera's history, especially as it became clear that Ric's fate hinged on the testimony of people who had been both friends and enemies throughout his life. Despite his criminal behavior and past transgressions, Ric's sharp legal mind was not to be underestimated, and he managed to sway the jury in his favor. His legal team crafted a defense strategy that painted him as a man caught up in circumstances beyond his control, rather than a malicious criminal mastermind. In the end, after weeks of intense courtroom drama, Ric was acquitted, delivering the much-anticipated not guilty verdict that stunned both the residents of Port Charles and viewers at home. Ava Jerome, who had long been the victim of Ric's machinations, found herself at the center of the drama surrounding his trial. As Ric's ex-wife and the mother of his child, her emotions were torn between anger, fear, and undeniable attraction. While Ava was certainly conflicted about Ric's legal victory, one thing was clear: the spark between them had never fully extinguished. In fact, Ric's not guilty verdict served as a catalyst for the emotional and physical connection that had always simmered beneath the surface. Ava, who had previously been in relationships that had ended in tragedy or manipulation, was no stranger to heartache. However, after the not guilty verdict, she found herself unable to resist the pull of her feelings for Ric. The man who had once been her tormentor, her lover, and her adversary was now standing before her, a free man with nothing holding him back. And Ava, ever the complex woman, couldn't help but be drawn to the intensity of their past connection. Ric, for his part, seemed to be equally intrigued by Ava. Though he had been focused on his legal battles for months, he was now free to pursue whatever he wanted, and what he wanted most seemed to be Ava. Despite the dark history between them, Ric couldn't deny the fiery attraction he felt whenever Ava was near. Her allure, her confidence, and her ability to keep him on his toes were magnetic, and in the wake of his trial victory, he saw an opportunity to win her back, and this time, on his terms. Their reunion was filled with sparks, both literal and figurative. The tension between them was palpable as they both struggled to navigate the complex emotions that resurfaced. Was this truly love? Or was it simply the heat of their past interactions coming to a boil? They each had their reasons for being drawn to one another, but they also had baggage to unpack. Would they be able to overcome their history and find a future together, or would their red-hot romance burn out just as quickly as it reignited? As Ric and Ava rekindle their romance, viewers are treated to a mix of passion and peril. Their relationship has always been filled with both exhilarating highs and devastating lows, and the stakes have never been higher. Ric's past mistakes and Ava's dangerous ties to the criminal underworld are always lurking in the background, threatening to derail their fragile happiness. Ric's struggle with his own moral compass continues to complicate matters. He may have been acquitted of the charges against him, but his actions over the years have left a trail of destruction. Is Ric truly a changed man, or is he simply looking to use Ava as a means of redemption? As the two grow closer, Ric's true intentions may come under scrutiny, leaving Ava wondering whether she can trust him once more. Ava, on the other hand, is no stranger to deception. She has been betrayed by men before, and her resilience has been tested time and again. But despite her tough exterior, she is vulnerable to the right person. And Ric has always had the ability to break through her walls. As they grow closer, Ava will be forced to confront her own desires and insecurities. Can she allow herself to be vulnerable with Ric, or will she retreat into her protective shell once again? In addition to the personal stakes, Ric and Ava's romance also has larger implications for the families and allies they both belong to. As Ric's relationship with Ava deepens, it will likely cause friction with those who have already grown wary of his manipulative tendencies. Meanwhile, Ava's involvement with Ric could bring new conflicts to the already volatile relationships she shares with other characters in Port Charles. As General Hospital fans eagerly anticipate the next chapter in Ric and Ava's passionate saga, one thing is clear: their red-hot romance is just getting started. Whether they end up together or their reunion ends in heartbreak, their journey promises to be filled with drama, suspense, and undeniable chemistry. Will Ric and Ava find a way to make their love work, or will their fiery connection burn them both? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: General Hospital has once again captivated its audience with a romance that is equal parts thrilling and heartbreaking. A perfect recipe for soap opera success.